Good morning, good morning, good morning. This thing is trying me. Good morning to you all. I don't even know anybody. How many people? Let's see. Good morning to everybody. Like I said yesterday, I promised I was going to continue the session today. That's mainly because I'm shadow banned. I think I'm shadow banned, and not just my posts. I think the live sessions like this. So I don't know, but then it's okay. So we're here quickly. We want to just do our normal analysis, right? We just do our normal analysis. We check out the things that we all analyze now. Okay. Now with DXY, right? It be like say I need water. Hey, so then this fridge like this. Thank God there is. Okay. So with DXY, everything entirely that I told you to kind of like expect as played out on DXY, and I actually leveraged much on it. And then this is the DXY now. So DXY closed with a gap. Opened with a gap, like an opening gap. It did it yesterday. That's during that rollover. So it did a opening gap around that time. So you obviously know what's gonna happen, right? Price will firstly try to cover the gap, right, before any kind of movement. But let's look at it together. So you have a liquidity sweep here. Okay? So you have a liquidity sweep there. So if at all that price wants to really go up, you might want to pull into this level. That's for continuations, right? That's just for continuations. But DXY is already bearish. It's very bearish already. So a move up will be good to sell from here and drop downwards. You understand? So that's on DXY. Then for EUSD, EUSD did something that was very funny yesterday. When I mean funny, I mean very, very funny, because I was actually waiting. Yes, I was waiting for the buy. I think you can see it now. So I was waiting for the buy to like get triggered where it was, but unfortunately it did not. I don't know why. Like, it did not get triggered, and it didn't even push price down to that level. It didn't push price to that level. It didn't push price to that level, which was crazy, by the way. And so join the analysis. So what I'm going to do now, because normally, yeah, today is already Thursday, so normally Wednesday is when if I know my position on maybe USD pairs on Wednesday, Thursday is usually on Wednesday. That's just it. It's usually on Wednesday. So, and today is Thursday, which is rare for me. So most of my USD pairs, either I take them on Tuesday evening, which is New York session. Yeah, during New York session. But since I'm holding my trade now, so take me Tuesday evening or latest on Wednesday. Any trade that gives me entry from Thursday is not usually on USD. So maybe others, JPY, CAD, NZD, and the rest of them, right? So I don't know. I'm not sure this guy will be able to come back to tag me along more. This is USD. I expected it to drop down to this level. Yesterday when we analyzed this during the live session, we expected price to come below, but if you look at all the time frame, the POIs, price did not. If I thought it was supposed to at least come to this level here, you get, Oh, I was checking it yesterday that almost, so how did I miss this trade? Is it that I did the liquidity? And I don't know, but it didn't. So in 1 hour now you can see this liquidity straight here. I don't know. Unfortunately, we have a missed trade on or an unmitigated trade POI on Euro USD. You understand? So then for GBP USD was the worst. GBP USD was the worst of them all, right? You know, we're expecting the breakout on GBP USD. You can see it here. This is it. So it's just like the same thing we did on BTC. You know, presently we're holding our buys on BTC. It's almost at TP. Listen, it's almost at TP now. Yeah. So this is BTC USD, right? You see, it's similar structure. So after the breakout, we just enter the trade, going to take profits, right? So it's a similar structure that I had with GBP USD. Similar, just the same. But this guy refused to. So I don't know what happened to both Euro USD and GBP USD. Both of them just refused to mitigate POIs that I marked. If you remember yesterday, we marked a POI below here. This is here. Let me show you. Here, this 4 hour zone here. So this zone, like this zone here, this was we marked yesterday, where we said, okay, price should at least come to this range, little range here. But unfortunately, price did not come. In fact, I was like looking at how price, you know, I was looking at how price came down. I saw the way price went up. Guy, it was crazy. It's just that, you know, sometimes how would I put it? Sometimes being disciplined will just let you miss some things, honestly speaking, you know, because it didn't mitigate my POIs and the confirmations. The confirmations I was waiting for didn't show up, so there was no way. There was no way I was going to do anything about that trade yet. I'm hearing a horrible news that happened. Right? Every day now horrible news on Nigeria. But it seemed like news happened in the United States yesterday. It is well. Well, let's go on. Because that alone can have some fundamental impact though, yeah. It can. But I'll have to look at it and look it up first. So this on GBP is right, and I have now marked a new POI. So if it doesn't mitigate us like this now, we could just give up. We'll just leave it alone and give up, right? So yeah, that's GU. Then for gold, right? So for gold, now good. I've been waiting for it to mitigate here. Well, it hasn't. You see, what price is doing is one thing they used to call, is it rising wave? Guy, all those names, I've forgotten it, guys. Let me check it. But I know it's something like rising. So yeah, look at rising wedge. Giving image, let me see. Yeah, okay, yeah, so this is it. It's a rising wedge. Where is it? So what is doing now? What gold is doing is like a rising wedge. So yeah, this is it. So when price is going up, right? In a particular pattern or in a particular way. So you see the rising wedge is here. Let me just note it out like this. So, and this is entailing that price is going to drop. That's what the rising wedge says. Alright, the price is going to drop. So let's just pay attention to it. Yeah, please pay attention to it. Alright. So that's for gold. So they're expecting the breakout on gold, right? Expect the breakout on gold. Then on NZD/USD, yesterday we marked out the fair value gap, and I said that we should expect price to come into the consequent encroachment, which is the middle. But unfortunately for price, did not come into that level. It just retested on it and then moved away. You get, because yesterday that news on NZD was still very strong, so it was still very strong on NZD, very very strong on NZD. So I guess that's why it just moved like that without any proper retracement up over. You get, so I'll still leave that POI open for mitigation, especially the consequent encroachment, which is the middle of the fair value gap that we can see. So I want it to be mitigated. If it doesn't, it's not like it's a must. I'm just saying that's my expectation. So if it doesn't, that is, price doesn't get there, right? We'll move on now. We'll find another POI for a continuation. But for now, the trend is bullish. You understand? The trend is bullish. The POI, which is the PDRA we're using, is a fair value gap, and from the 4-hour time frame, which is the consequent encroachment, which is in middle of the fair value gap. So that's what we want to use. I'm going to wait until it's mitigated before I'm going to buy, except a new structure is formed on NZUSD, right? Because the structure has shifted. So then this is okay. ADS, nothing much to see here. This was a trade of yesterday that hit the profits in the night. Then yeah, for USD card, remember yesterday when we were analyzing, right? I showed you guys USD trades. I said that the USD card, as USD cards, USD CHF, USD JPY, like they are like pending trades to fall because DXY was selling, but they were not yet selling. So I said yesterday that just expect them to sell, expect, and USD card did his own justice, so he sold. So for now, or right now, we don't have USD card as being bullish anymore. The structure has shifted. Do you understand? So because this is the last break of structure here, this is the origin of that break of structure. So it has been taken out. That origin of the break of structure has been broken. Okay, and not just has been broken. Then there's a confirmation to the break of that market structure shift. There's a confirmation to it. So you have something like this. Invariably, all this structure that you have is this. So you have this and this. That's all of what is here. So the structure for USD card is now bearish, right? So let's look for places where we can take a continuation from. Now this one has a gap. It's something I can easily use, like a breakout block itself. This is a breakout block I can easily use. Alright. So I'm just gonna wait for price to mitigate, come back into it, and then we're going to take a trade from there. So just take note of this on USD card. Take note of this POI, which is a breakout block in 1 hour. Let me see 2 hours. Yeah, still the same thing in 2 hours. So take note of it. When price comes there, we're going to be selling from there. Alright. So that's the USD card. Then USD CHF. Then USD CHF, right? I gave you this POI yesterday, and I told you if you want to take the trade from here, that you should. In fact, I told you to take it. I gave you the target, which is the draw on liquidity also, and price is already on its way to the draw on the liquidity. So if you took the trade, congratulations, well done. Alright, so this was how we took the trade. We noticed that there was a shift in structure here, given that price gave us two break of structure. So we had this break of structure here, and we had the second break of structure here, right? And I always tell you that what two break of structures tells you the trend, or two break of structures in a particular direction tells you the trend. So that is what we had, and then the POI that we marked is like this level. Remember I wanted to mark just this 2-hour OB, and then I just marked everything that yesterday, and I said okay, since we've marked everything, that's why you see this pathway, this arrow, you see that it's in the middle, and I said okay, since we've marked everything, just buy or sell rather in the consequent encroachment, which is the middle, and it did so beautifully. There was no way for me to pick many of these trades because my account was very full. A few of the accounts that I'm trading now, there are certain restrictions, like example is funded next. There's a certain restriction that you cannot risk more than 3%, You cannot have up to 3%, more than 3% running at the same time. That is that you're exposed to. So after taking every trade, you have stop loss placement. You place your stop loss. So what they were saying is, okay, those total stop loss, maybe you are on 3 trades, and those total stop loss, maybe the amount to like $200. So that amount should not be equivalent to more than 3% of your total portfolio. Alright. So I couldn't take this trade, right? So I was able to take others, right? So the trade is presently going, and it has done more than 3 hours, even 5 hours close. Yeah, it was close to 5 hours first started retracing. So, and this is why I said, if you used to join the stream, like the live stream this way, to be honest, I don't think you would need like signals. If you notice, I don't advertise the signals that I do, because I know traders that are on X, they are traders that want to trade, not traders that need signals. They are two different things. Me, I understand that. You see, traders are on X, they are traders that want to trade. I know and I understand that there are still certain persons that are on X that they need all these signals, they want to subscribe to signals and all that, right? But you don't really need it. As long as I find out that you're on X, you're engaging on X, you know, I'll just summarize that this type of person or this type of trader wants to build a career with trading. He's not the one that is busy working and doing other shit, you get. So that is why the main thing is, I don't, at no time, except somebody sent me a day before, they know. At no time will I tell you, oh, I'm doing signals, or come. You've never seen it on X. Why? That's it. Because as a trader that you want to build your career with signals, and build a career in trading, you can't do it with signals. It's not possible. Me, I know that, and that's why I don't advertise it. I don't tell people, oh, come and no, I don't. You get. It's only strictly for those ones that are very busy, are working, and some other things. So, and then you might be thinking, okay, the live stream like this are maybe strictly for signals, but no, that is not true, because you can ask yourself this question that, okay, since you've been joining live streams, or how many people do live stream? Not many. Then, since you've been joining the live stream, even if you cannot pick it out, I'll pick it out for you. One of the things that you need to learn is how to easily analyze the trades, how to easily analyze your instruments that you trade, right? That's number one. Number two is, you see those free tips like, okay, breakout structures and some other things, right? You get them. Another one is, you're exposed to real trading, which is, this is not demo trading. You're exposed to real time trading. Alright. Apart from that, which then the most important one is confidence in your own trade, because you're seeing someone else trade live with many people and is confident about analyzing the trades, calling the POIs, calling the structures, and all those things, right? And understanding that, okay, yes, it's not that it must play out this way. No, the person is just confident about what he or she is doing. You are going to learn how to be confident. Yes. So that's why I use my time and tell you, we are not running a signal group in this community. What we're doing is we're making traders more exposed and more stronger. I will not put it more than that. Simple. More exposed, more strong. They have more confidence and they believe more in themselves. You get. So if you took this trade on USDCHF, you should be in good profit by now. It's good profit. And the draw on liquidity is still down. I still expect price like 4 deep down to this level. Okay? Then USDJPY. Now USDJPY did not give us any entry. So the draw on liquidity is still there. You see the PRI is still there, also unmitigated. So I'm just waiting. If it gives me the entry, I would not use it again, because let me show you why. Already you should know now. You should know the 4-hour structure has formed already. And I'm a big fan of trend lines, so the 4-hour structure, this is it, you get. So 4-hour structure is forming already, so anything that makes it like go above the line now, obviously you know what's gonna happen, right? So I wouldn't be using this POIs anymore. Yeah, I would not be using that POI anymore. Okay, I'm just going to just go deep. Let's check. Okay, there's still liquidity here, but you might not see it. But it's there, sure, it's there. Let's just open it. So there's still liquidity there. This one serves as an inducement. So let's check for POIs that have not been executed. Okay. This one wasn't fully integrated, but there's one that has not been integrated at all, which is this guy. So, okay. So this POI is fair. This POI is actually very fair. So I drop price down to the giant liquidity. Yeah, it's very fair. So you have a pending trade on USDJPY around 156.409. You get, so you have a trade there 156.409. All right. So I'm just I'm just taking my time to read if you're taking the trade though. That's if you're setting limit orders. That's why I haven't removed it, if you understand. Okay, so the entry should be around 156.409. The stop loss should be, no, that stop loss I don't think is right though. It is it's the way the thing I was looking at it for the moment. Yeah. The stop loss should be around 156.738, and then the take profit is that drawn liquidity, which is the swing point there, which is at 154. Yeah, it should be at 154.892. Yeah, so we have a trade. I'm not gonna wait for the trade. Alright, because oh boy, I need to drink this water now. So because if price flips this zone, which is where you can see now, right? If price goes up now and then it flips this particular level here, that is, it goes up from here and it doesn't respect this level and it goes up, right? We're not going to look at selling anymore. Majority of traders, now this is the mistake that majority of traders will be doing. Oh, they still want to sell because they feel like, oh, it's trend and liquidity. But no. I will, one of these days, I'm going to teach you trend line liquidity and why you keep doing mistakes with it. And I'll give you a little hint before that. So most times you might be feeling okay, it's trend line liquidity, so let me just use this. You want to sell from here, thinking this will be maybe an engineered liquidity and then to sell. And most of the time when you do it, you get stopped out. This is the reason. Let me just give you a little hint. So this is a trend line. And then you have price bouncing off the trend line this way. So pay attention to what I'm about to do. Pay attention. So you have price bouncing off the trend line like this, yes. So it keeps on bouncing off like this, just giving you a typical market structure scenario. Okay. So the price keeps on bouncing off the structure like this. So this is a bearish trend line. The bearish trend line. Now you can use this as a trend line liquidity, but only in one case. Only in a case where there is an external trend line. Pay attention to what I'm about to say. There's an external trend line. So where do you use this trend line liquidity and how do you use them? You use them in internal structures. So you see those periods where, let me show you another one. So you see this period where structures are forming this way. Like these are external structures. You will see internal structures form inside like this. Why the external structure is still holding strong. You don't need to take my word for it. You can go and check it yourself. Then you see price will clear all this trend line, then continue again. Except you are a position trader, or maybe I don't know what I'm gonna call you. They are going to be using external structures for trend line liquidity. But it's a mistake that most people do. And as I said, one of these days I'm just going to address it. This is just a little tip. This is just little. So when you're using trend line liquidity, right, it is for internal structures. But I don't know whether people that you learn from or wherever you're learning from, maybe they let you know or they tell you these things. You get? I don't know. But I'm just trying my own best not to tell you. You use internal structures for trend line liquidity. So when it comes to, I think I have a whole book. Where is that, my journal? So I think I have, it's one of the things I really wrote down, when I was building this whole template for topics in Forex. Yeah, this is it. So we're talking about liquidity concepts, yeah. Those ones that have been opportunity to learn from me in the past, because I'm not teaching anybody again now, except for those one-on-ones, which is rare. I don't want to accept it. So I will have talked about liquidity concepts, and then in the liquidity concepts, you now have what you refer to as, or what we all refer to as, inducements. Then what we then refer to as liquidity pools. You see those liquidity pools? That is the category where trend and liquidity falls in, where double top, triple top, all those guys, yeah, that is where they form in. All those ranging markets, that is where accumulation, manipulation, distribution was coined from. Alright, so point I'm trying to make is, most of the time you make mistakes by using external structure. So you see, this is a 4-hour time frame now, and you will see somebody that will say, okay, this is an external structure, so what I want to expect is that price will just go up and take out the trend and liquidity. No, if price, because for trend and liquidity, don't forget that in your mind, what is going to happen in the trend and liquidity is, after it takes out all the highs or the other lows, what happens? It reverses again to continue. Abi? But no, it doesn't happen like that in the higher time frame, or in the 4-hour time frame, or maybe in the, let me just use the higher time frame. If a structure in the higher time frame gets broken like that, it is what we refer to as a breakout. You don't break, you don't go on. Nothing concerning if you're coming back. It's gone. Do you understand? It is when you have cases like this that you have internal structures, then price will sweep all the internal structures and then reverse to continue in that direction that it was going before. Don't take my word. Anything I'm saying, don't take it for it. Make sure you just check whether these things I'm saying they are true or not. Do you understand? So don't take my word for it. Don't feel like, oh, it's just that is saying this thing, so definitely it has to be true. No, don't do that. Check it if they are correct or not. You understand, right? Just check it. So that's on USD JPY. So just check it here. Take your time and take it. Let's give you another example. Give you another example. So you see this now. So this is an external structure. This is an external structure. So we have internal structures, external structures. Anything that makes price comes out from here to clear out these lows. Eh? And you should not be referring to it as trend line liquidity again, because the whole reason for trend line liquidity is for price to take out liquidity and then reverse. Is that not the point? That's the point. Which reversal do you want to expect in this kind of thing? No, it has broken out. It has broken out. Just trade what you are seeing. You get. Just trade what you are seeing. So the time will not permit me to, time will not really permit me to go deep into it. But as I said, one of these days I'll just access it. I will not forget. Since I remembered now, I won't forget. So that's on USD by the way. Then we have a trade on, okay, GBP JPY. GBP JPY went ahead to break structure here. So you have a break of structure on GBP JPY up here. So there's now an external structure, external break of structure. This is it here. So okay, yeah, so there's an external structure break there. So you have, external structure break? You have this, you have this. So 1, 2, 3. So the GBP JPY trend is still very bullish, and until otherwise we're not going to do anything with it. Okay, so the next one we have is on GBP CAD. Guy, I don't know what happened to GBP yesterday. GBP was just on fire, bro. Yeah, GBP was on fire. It was just buying, like, if you bought GBP yesterday, you should be enjoying, because GBP bought like crazy yesterday. and we had this POI marked up for it. But and yesterday during the live stream, I was feeling skeptical about this POI. To be honest, I was, because of what I was seeing in 2 hours, right? I was seeing that, okay, there is like, you see this thing here now. I was seeing it. Well, I just like trading the extreme levels, and since this 4 hours one was the extreme, which is this OB here was the extreme, I just said let me just leave it like that. But unfortunately, price used the 2 hour OB and then distributed properly. So we're just going to leave it to the next one, right? That's DVCAD. Then, if you didn't even take this one, you should be flogged. Then you should be castrated, and then you should be warned not to join the morning call live stream again. Yeah. So you should be why? Because the trade was given life. The trade was given life. So if you did not take it, I don't know what's gonna happen. This is the second trade now that was given life, that delivered properly. Alright. So yesterday when we were analyzing this is GBPCHF. Remember I was telling you guys that I prefer GBPCHF. I like trading GBPCHF. Just the way you people like trading gold. I understand the structure when it comes to GBPCHF. And yesterday this was what happened, right? We had the first touch here, we had the second touch here, and this was the third touch, if you remember, where I told you, okay, we're going to pick the trade based on it was the third touch. Usually when you're trading a trend line, you trade the third touch. So we traded it, and it's not hard. We just use the 2 hour OVA. So look at this. This is for those ones that have been joining the live stream where I used to talk about breakout blocks. Yeah, you would really understand this, because normally if you were to mark this before, you might want to be marking here. Let me show you, because you might not be able to understand what I'm saying. So normally here, if you wanted to mark this, so normally if you wanted to mark this here, you might want to be marking this as a breakout block. But there's one thing I told you already. I said if you, because you see the breakout block, the rejection block, all those other blocks, the name says I won't call it. All of these blocks, they are all failed order blocks. So a breakout block is a failed order block. A mitigation block is a failed order block. They failed, meaning price did not reject it. So in other words, as price, let me give you an example. So as price came down like this, it's not supposed to get here and stop. It's supposed to just go. This is when this is when a breakout block can be used. Do you understand? This is when you consider it as another block. But when you have a case like this, and then price gets there, and then probably it rejects. It then rejects. Yeah, I know. So and then it rejects like this. That is, you see it go up, then it start rejecting from that level. Anything that make it break out like this, you cannot use this level anymore as your breakout block or mitigation block. You cannot. Why? Because there was a rejection here. So but let's see how price now formed, when it was forming out. So to reduce this like 30 minutes. So you see the way price formed, you see. So you can see that there were rejections in that level, and the rejection left an order block. And what did I teach you? I think I've been teaching you this for like 3 weeks. Like 3 weeks ago I taught you, like for 3 straight weeks. I said in cases like this, you simply mark out the word order block that is in your front, which is the order block in front of that breaker block you wanted to use, and that is the level where you should take your trade from. And mainly you might be looking at why did you want to take a buy from this place yesterday? That was it. You see the way price just mitigated it. This was the main reason why I was seeing it, and the other confluence that I was seeing was the trend line itself. But you get some persons will see this particular stuff and they'll say no, they will trade trend line liquidity, meaning they want the trend line to be broken in this level here, okay, which is actually nice. Was that not part of my concern yesterday? For those of you that were here during the live session, it was part of my concern yesterday. Alright, it's actually nice. This one has already hit its take profit of 4 hours. Yes, 4 hours. But it's actually nice, right? But the only thing there is that it is not every time you use the trend line liquidity. I've already explained it already. You use it only for internal structures. So to me, looking at this, I only know that only one thing is going to happen, or two things. Let me use two, right? If price did not respect that level yesterday, if price did not respect that level yesterday, then what we're going to have? Hold on. Did this thing cut? I don't know. Hopefully it did not. So if price did not respect that level yesterday, right? Last, let me use last, like Bonaboy. Last, what we're going to have, right, is going to be a breakout. It's going to be a breakout. And I'm teaching you this now. If you want to trade trend line, this is not trend line liquidity, it's trend line. There's no need to trade from it in the lower time frame. You can see the time frame I picked it from 4 hours. And if you want to trade it, usually the trend is usually established after the second touch. Then you can trade it on the third touch. You can search through my page. I think I wrote something about it a long time ago. That's it. So a trend is usually established in the second touch, and then you can trade the trend in the third touch. Do you understand? So that was the reason for this trade. This is another 4-hour trade. So you see, this is the second trade. The first one is 4 hours. This one also 4 hours, and that one is still running to 8. So let's just proceed. And this JVP CHF. I guess you've learned one or two things from this now. I have already taught the wrong usage of breaker blocks. I've taught it again. I've been teaching that one for a while now. So those ones have been joining. So I just refreshed your memory on that again. And then also, if you want to trade a trend line, that is, that you can trade it using the third touch. Alright. So let's proceed to the next one. Let's see what we have. Then we have GBP AUD. Now for GBP AUD here, and GBP AUD we're on a position that was already close to TP. I think maybe 1 pip or 2 pip away from TP. Yes, in this level. I think that's why you have all of this. And after that, price pulled back strongly, came down here, swept liquidity. This is a liquidity. Now this is what we refer to as liquidity pool. If you remember yesterday when I was explaining certain things, I was talking about that tested support and proven support. If you remember here, where I was saying, yeah, when there are more than one touch in one level and price keeps bouncing off from that level, maybe for a buyer or for a sell, right, it becomes proven. Yeah. That is what that was the robot that was sold to us. What is this to show this years. But basically what this forms out to be or turns out to be is a liquidity pool that is more than several lows in one clustered together. Price just sweeps it, and then we might see it reverse, go up or not, because it's GBP AUD. It has given a fake out. It's supposed to like do this. So let me just see one or two things, because this fake out has an engulfing candle. This is 4 hours first. So the 4-hour time frame is an engulfing candle here. So even if you want to trade a continuation now, this is the place you want to trade a buy from here. The stop loss will now be at the level that price got to. This is for those ones that don't used to read Candlestick Bible. I've taught you guys before and I've showed you that, oh, you can read your Candlestick Bible. So this is it. So just in case it comes, you can still take it. The trade entry is at 2.02772. Stop loss is at 2.02309, and the take profit is just at the high in the 4-hour time frame, which is 2.04733. Now anything that makes price pulls below that stop loss, yeah, we're not going to consider it anymore as a bullish move. So I will not consider it anymore as a bullish move. It has now become what a trend breakout, or what you call a market structure shift. Yes. But you see, some naive people still want to trade it as a trend line liquidity. Oh, price is going to take this, and then I will buy. That's why you get burnt out most of the time, because you are trading projections in your mind. You're not trading reactions that you're supposed to follow. So that's GBP AUD. So let's proceed to the next. We have EURGPY. Now this one is already coming close to our POI. Recently it wanted to sell, but it flipped, so causing a change of character here. You know, a change of character is a failed break in a particular direction. So price did not break down, but instead it went ahead to a break above. So this is a change of character, and now I want to trade change of character up like this. So hopefully it gives us an entry hopefully. That's on euro-GBP. Then for if I post this trade now, if I post the trade again now, some persons will shout, how did you take the trade? Why did you take the trade? No liquidity, no liquidity. I think an amazing person yesterday was asking that question. And I was like, okay, and we don't usually do liquidity in this place, so not like that. I don't know, my network is not. I can't see anything on my X right now. But not to worry though. I have to drink water. Oh, okay, so I have explained countlessly. This is the how many months now? This is the 11th month of me doing live stream. You get the only problem is just that X is not X doesn't really like educational stuff, right? So that's why I'm not blue. And also I did not really put in work like that, you know, to to grow my brand or something. I was too busy focused on myself this year. Jesus, of course. So, but why am I saying this? For those ones that have been joining this live stream since January of this year, I remember we started January 6th. Yeah, I have taught you a particular thing countlessly, from month in, month out, week in, week out. I have taught you a particular thing, and what is it? I will say, uh, type of break of structure that are very important. I also explained the two break of structure principles. That is, when you have to break of structure in a particular direction, it is very important. Alright. Now, looking at this Euro AUD trade, this one is a very simple, very simple trade. I remember there was one time in Telegram group I just posted it there, where I posted about what's this thing called now? Failed concept POI. When I posted it on X, people called it the flip zone. I didn't even know, so now I'm not used to this terminology. So if you look at this, let me just show you what's this. From 4 hour time frame, right? This is it. So you see, this is a trend. And what can you see about the trend? It has broken out. It's just a simple thing. It has broken out. What's the next thing that I had to do? I don't need liquidity in this case. It's not in all cases that you need liquidity. I've taught you that countlessly. Yeah, not all cases. So after the breakout, right, the only thing I needed to do is okay. I needed to identify the place where the breakout, the original breakout structure happened, which was here. Now, what is the next thing to do? Let me show you. Maybe 2 hours, 1 hour may be too confusing. Looking at this, what was the next thing to do? From what I've showed you just now, that okay, wanted to use a breakout block. Okay, what is the next thing to do here? If you look at it and you want to mark out a breakout block, there's none that you can mark out here. If you say you want to mark this whole thing, right, it's not possible. So let's say we even go to 1 hour. The breakout block for here should be right. So the last sale candle, okay, but the last sale candle has to be what? Unmitigated. But this one was mitigated already before going. So, and what did I then say? I said immediately you have a case like that, because let's just end it hours, right? So immediately you have a case like that, it's simple. Mark out the other block that you see in your front, and you go back like this. You can see this other block just right there in our front, just sitting right there. See, so it's not something that I'm teaching you or I'm telling you that okay, I'm not using. No, I'm using it. I'm using it. Immediately price mitigated on that other block. So majority of people might want to mark this breakout block, and they'll get stopped out because price is not going to reject it anymore, because it is a field. It didn't really act as a field order block. So it's not considered to be used, or it doesn't meet up the standard to be used as a breakout block. Do you understand? So you mark out the other block that you have in front of it, and then the sell. It's just a 3.26 hour trade, and it's going, and let's see if it's going to hit its take profit. Hopefully it does though. Hopefully it does. But it's very close to it, so I'm still strong, confident that it will. So you see this now, this is NZD POI. POIs were drawn everything, but price did not even give us any entry whatsoever, so we're just going to leave this guy alone. Then HeroGBP yesterday, my god. I was seeing HeroGBP. I saw so many plays yesterday because I was really active with my system. And I went out. Uh, I saw one of you on X yesterday, so I was active with my system. I was seeing the majority of this plays. I was like, where did it happen? Because I know there was no news like that in the afternoon. I was just concerned that what was going on, Well, crazy stuff. Crazy. And that's why you see LGBT. See the way it went up, see the spike alone. See how far the spike went before finally dropping. That's crazy on this video. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy. So it sold, but we didn't take the trade. I didn't take it too. No, I did not. Now that structure has been formed, anytime you hear me say structure has been formed, I'm referring to structures in the 4 hours. Example, like this. So you have one. So what I'm just saying is, bigger structures are visible. Swing highs and swing lows are visible. That is what I'm referring to. So anytime you hear me say structures have been formed, that's what I'm referring to. The bigger structures are visible, and then the swing highs and swing lows are also visible. So from here you have, what the heck is this? Alright, so from here, right, you have this structure, right? So the swing high here, this is an internal structure now. So then you have the swing low here, right? So here it's clear that the structures have been formed. Clear stuff. So if at all that I want to use maybe a trend line stuff here to tell me, okay, this is the direction. It's not every time you need trend line. You see, most of the time you won't see them on my chart. I'm just using it to teach you and to make it easy for you to like understand the things I'm doing. Okay, so looking at this here, what price did yesterday was like sweep this liquidity. So this is usually what we refer to as a fake out. This is usually what we refer to as a fake out. You get, and so price just swept it and then boom, it came down. So anything I'm going to be looking for now, yesterday and also on Monday I said something, so I'll repeat it today now. So anything I'm going to be looking for, any buyers, is to sell. Now the most important thing on what I've been saying is the POI placement. So the POIs that I'm going to be using are going to be for the sale now. Is a must that these POIs are inside this external trend. Anyone that guarantees or shows you the POI outside the trend automatically becomes what? It will just tell you that that trade might not hold. So take for example now, let's say for example now, this is a POI that you mark outside like this, and then price is coming up. So price is just doing its own, is coming up like this, and you say, okay, this is where you want to sell from because this is a trend line liquidity. Haven't you noticed that you get stopped out most often? Why? Because number one, the external structures has been formed, right? And then the POI is outside the external structure. So what does that tell you? So you should project in your mind that, oh, that means if price gets here, the structure would have shifted. There would have been a market structure shift. And so instead of us looking for a sell bias or a sell trade, we'll start looking for what? A buy trade. But this is the majority of people get it wrong. They start to sell from here and they get stopped out before price now eventually sell and then buy. I'm not just telling you words, or many of you can confirm what I'm saying as we are here. So this is HeroGBP. So let's check the next one. Oh, we had a trade on CHF. It's still at entry though. It's one of the trades I just saw just now on my MT5. It's still at entry, and it's still the same concept we use on the other GBP that is the same here. So we have first touch, second touch, the third touch. Right now, why I said it's the same, like a similar thing, and you go down to 2 hours, right? The breaker structure that we can see is here. So I'm supposed to use this level like a failed order block, which is either a mitigation block or a breaker block. Since the continuation is supposed to be a mitigation block, so like when you want to check it now, there's no way, like look at it, bro, there's no way you can mark it. So this is it. So you want to mark, how do you do it? It is not failed because it got retested in front of it. So what did I say? I said mark the OB that you see in front of you. This thing is just quite like simple stuff, yeah. So mark the OB that you see in front of you, and that's why this buy is here. You know, maybe it's still at entry though, so it's still at entry. So here, your stop is just there. I need to confirm this stop in 2 hours. Yeah, done. So anything that makes it fall out from here, and I think this target is the swing point that we used, if I'm not wrong. Yes, it's a swing point that we used. So anything that makes it come out from this line, you should understand what I'm already saying by now. That means we're not going to be looking forward to be buying anymore. The trend would have shifted to be what? To be a sell trade. Simple as ABC. So on EURCHF, this is the third trade, and we're still holding this. So keep on holding it. I'm still holding my own trades too. Alright, I'm still holding my trades. And so this is Euro NZD. For Euro NZD, we had our POI all drawn out. Everything was drawn out, but price did not give us any entry, no mitigation, nothing. So we're just going to leave it. As these guys, we'll handle them next week. The same thing with ADJPY. This was where I was explaining that proven support and proven resistance, which is all we proven supply and demand here, what we saw yesterday. So we marked this level, and price is not mitigated, so we're just going to wait. This is ADJPY. I expect it to continue going bullish, by the way. So just wait and wait for price to go up, right? Wait for price to mitigate that POI. Then this is NZD card. Now for NZD card, it was quite obvious what price was doing because of that fundamental news that was released yesterday in the midnight. So it made NZD very strong. I think yesterday one of the strongest pairs was NZD, if I'm not wrong. So if I'm not wrong, right, one of the strongest pairs yesterday was NZD, and yeah, so that's why you see this whole bullish move. Now, if you ask me that, okay, so what next? What do I think will happen next? The only thing that I'll be thinking will happen next is for price to come and cover the imbalance, right? But I don't really trade based on what I think. I'm trading what I'm seeing. You understand? So we'll just leave it at that and expect price to do what it was to do. So okay, yeah, this was NZD CHF. We had this take profit yesterday too, and then also this was AED card. I had to take profits yesterday too. Oh boy. Okay, yeah, we had ADCHF. ADCHF was the second week of holding, so held it from like last week and then held it to this week. So it was a trade that we took during the live session on Friday, which was last week Friday. So it's not up to a week, by the way. So it was last week Friday's trade session we took this one, and it was 5 hour. I know you are seeing 5.88 there, but I'm telling you, I took my profit exactly at 5 hour. I don't know. Maybe next year I'll change. I'll change next year and I'll start doing more than 5 hour. But for now, my brothers and sisters, I will still do my 5 hour. So okay, that's ADCHF. Then ADNZD was one of the trades I had stop loss. We're buying. It's just I think it was still part of the trade that we took last week Friday. So we're buying and then boom, slammed me off. Right, slammed me off. So it slammed me off, and I've left it alone for it to form a structure. So I think I can delete this one now. I can remove it now because structure has been formed here. And when I mean structure has been formed, you understand what I'm saying already. So structure has been formed here already, so you can see it here. And best scenario for price to do is to come and fill this gap that is here. So the price should go to the consequent encroachment like this. Then we should sell from there. So I've drawn what you should expect next. I have the consequent encroachment mitigation, which is at the fair value gap. Price should get there. Immediately after that, then we can take on a sell, hold the sell from there. We can hold ourselves from there to the downside. Okay. So that's on ADNZD. Then I'm on a trade on card JPY. Now so this is a simple trade. We marked it yesterday. The drawn liquidity has been ascertained, and then two because structures in a particular direction, right? And also price went up. There is something I saw. I told you something. I said two things to determine if I'm going to use liquidity or not. Number one is if after the break of structure there is a gap, there is an imbalance, what you call a fair value gap, right? I would not be expecting a sweep of liquidity. What I would be expecting would be what? A rebalance of an imbalance. It's as simple as that. But if after the break of structure, emphasis on after the break of structure, price is choppy or it closes as a sweep of liquidity. That is, it just as it goes, as it breaks that structure, it's not really long. It just goes back, reverse back into the range where it broke out from. Then, in most cases, that kind of structure is going to sweep liquidity, and that's the case we have here with this guy. So this is a sweep of liquidity. I'm sorry, break of structure, but reverse quickly, and so the main reason why I'm holding this trade is because I just expected it to sweep liquidity. I think there is a POI that I'm using in 2-hour time from here. So a fair value gap. But you all know me. I use the whole candle in the second candle in the fair value. Fair value gap has 3 candles: the first, the second, the third. Usually is the space between the first and the third. That's the middle. You get, that's the fair value gap. So, but you see that second candle, I usually cover what is left of it. I'm not the fan of his stuff, a tight stop. In fact, you would even know, normally this is where he ended, so I'm supposed to have a stop loss like this, right? But you see what I did, I still extended it, so I'm not a fan of tight stop loss. So, regardless, so I'm putting this trade, and now I'm even seeing something now. I'm seeing something. I think I'll close the trade now. And I thank God I'm seeing this thing now, because if I didn't see it now, I would have held my trade. I would have just held this trade whenever. It's like I have network issues or what? I don't get. Like my phone. Let me change it to Airtel first. This is why I subscribe both SIM cards. Just imagine I have 2 SIM on my phone, right? My Airtel is subscribed 1 month, almost 20,000 naira, right? My MTN is subscribed the same thing 1 month, 20k, because, and then my router is still subscribed. I don't tire, guy, because you cannot depend on one of the networks. Cannot. Maybe this hula balloon now. See, it's not even loading anything out. This motherfucker is not even loading. Osumi or Osumi. Yoruba say Osumi. Some people have asked if I'm Yoruba. I'm not Yoruba. I'm from Zion, the city of the Most High God. Okay, I think network is back now. So, for what I said, I'm seeing something different. Yeah, yes, this. So this is a 4-hour structure. This is a 4-hour high, 4-hour low, 4-hour high, 4-hour low. So to me, this is a structural breach for me. Yes, this is a structural breach for me. So if you took card JPY, I'll tell you to close it. Closing it doesn't mean that, what's it called now? Doesn't mean that price will not still go down, or price might not still sell. I'm just telling you what I want to do right now. Close the trade. I'm just telling you what I want to do right now. I'm going to close this trade now, because to me, I'm seeing a structural breach. This has been breached already. Let's go down to the 2-hour time frame. Clearly has been breached. It's showing me clearly now that it has been breached. Yes, so I'm just going to take this off. I'm just going to take it off, and this is the basic thing. I like that situations like this, like you see them when I'm doing them live. Like sometimes when I hit stop loss, sometimes when I have to change my bias, it shows you the real reality of trading. That trading is not rigid, it's flexible, right? Sometimes you that I'm talking to now, I don't know you, but you know yourself, right? You have a fixed bias in your mind that, oh, this is what I must do, and so you keep on doing that, and you keep on taking stop loss. Am I lying? You don't let guilty conscience do you. I'm just talking to you now, so so you know what to do. All right. So you should not always hold a sentimental analysis or bias in your mind. Work with technical approach, and just you are fine. All right. So to my own type of trading, right? This is no longer considered a trade I should take because the bearish structure from the 4-hour time frame has been breached, meaning it has come out from it. So it's no longer something I'll trade. I'm closing the trade now on my phone, and so that I can flip the buyers, right? So I can flip the buyers, and then the 2-hour POI to use will be here. You chill now. I know somebody might be saying, okay, but since you're marking this level, why not just wait for price to get down there? No, I don't do that kind of thing. So I'm just going to wait for price to mitigate this. So since CAD JPY is shifting, meaning that if I check AUD JPY, all those JPYs, they might be buying too. Okay, it's true. Remember we saw CAD JPY. I'm sorry, AUD JPY not quite long. We saw it as is buying, right? I'll confirm on it. I'll confirm back on it. So thank God I just saw this one. And so I'm not just trading live with you guys. You are seeing both how I analyze, how I execute, how I even make adjustments. Beautiful. So the next one should be CAD CHF. I know CAD CHF has been ranging for the longest. The pair is one of the weirdest pairs and my watch list. One of the weirdest, like one of the weirdest, because to give you an entry like once in a blue moon. Once I give you that entry, don't hold it because this guy is something else. So I'll just leave it to the next. The next should be BTC. We are so close to our take profit on BTC. I think one of the guys on X called me yesterday. I was eating and he called what was my view on BTC on Bitcoin. I just shared it, and it's not today that I've been telling you guys that we're going to buy. It's not. Let me show you. First off, remember, I first of all analyze this thing from the weekly time frame for you guys, and I showed you. Okay, the thing is not even here. Maybe it's in the second one. Let's see. Oh, beautiful is there. So this is it. So, and I showed you that from the monthly time frame, I can see that BTC is about to go bullish. Why? This is the first touch. This is the second touch. And what did I tell you about the third touch? I said 2 touches in a trend establishes the trend. The third touch is where you go in for your entry. Now you don't obviously expect me to buy from a monthly time frame. No. Alright. So I saw it in this level. And then not just that, remember, because all of this we analyzed it during the live, like I think on Monday, yeah, we analyzed everything on Monday. So I told you that there was a rejection block here. The way price rejected, so there was a rejection block after price filled the other block, and sorry, the fair value gap here. So after I filled this fair value here, right, so it caused a rejection block here, and that's where price was trading at another day. Now, what was the third thing that we used? We used the 3-day because we were checking the time frame, and then we noticed that on the 3-day time frame, price closed with a what? It closed with a reversal candlestick on that trend line. That is a very powerful signal. When you see a reversal candlestick on the trend line, on a resistance or support, or maybe you trade other blocks that's PDRs, you see a reversal candlestick there. You trade supply and demand, you see a reversal candlestick there. It's a very strong one, especially when it's from a higher time frame. So this was not just respecting off from a trend line, but also on the other block, which is the failed what's it called now, the rejection block. On the daily time frame, it was the other block, and so it gave me more confidence that okay, we're going to buy. All right. So when you go to the daily time frame, I gave you first entry. There was an engulfing candle. This was it here, and I said okay, you can buy from here, but then again, who wants to buy from the daily time frame? And so I said alright, so since we're not going to do that, I said we're going to wait for the 4-hour breakouts, and that's what we waited for, right? So wait for the 4-hour breakouts, and then you can then hold your trade to whenever you want to hold your trade to. Yes. So you can then hold your trade whenever you want to hold your trade to. So that's BTC buy. This is BTC buy. So it's not hard. It's just simple technical analysis here and there, and then we're done with it. Okay. So this trade is supposed to like go up way higher than this, but you see me and 3R 5R very is because I'm holding this MFOP account and fear my personal account, so that's why I'm not holding it for too long. If not, is it high? Where is it now? This high. I'm still expect that price is supposed to get there. I don't care how long it gets there, but I expect it to get there. But for now, this is my target now, so for now this is where we want to take our profits at this highs here. So if price gives me another structure to go in again, I will go in again. And the beautiful thing about this is I actually posted it. Right? Did I not? Yes, I posted it. I said be ready, don't miss the Bitcoin push up. I think somebody dropped it, he said no, that's not happening now, it's going to take a while. I said okay, cool. I said cool. And some persons also dropped a few of their comments. Oh, one guy said they say wish push up, which is cool too. So I used to see those comments, but I don't comment to most everything, right? And so we're buying and we're holding. No, this was not my take profit though. Thank you very much. Don't give me hypertension. So on Bitcoin, it's so close to our TP already. It's just 3.7 now. 3.75 is our TP. It's so close to it, and then we'll be done with Bitcoin. So see DXY from when we started. I told you that DXY was going to cover that gap. So it has covered the gap now completely. That opening gap, so it has covered it, right? So anything it does from here now is continuation. But this is where I expect it to fall to. So if for majority of people might want to start trading the counterpart like EURUSD, GBP, they might want to start, since this wants to sell, they might want to start buying. Don't buy it. Don't. Wait a little. Wait a bit. I feel like it's still going to push up. But who am I? I'm nobody. So wait a bit for this guy to push down. Wait a bit for GE to push down properly. Wait. Just wait. Alright, just wait. Remember what we have on gold is doing a, what do they call it again? Hey, okay, anyway, I've forgotten. But something wedge. Is it rising wedge or something? Yeah. I'm looking for the JPY. Is that JPY? I want to use to confirm that card JPY. Okay. Okay, don't forget USJPY too. Don't forget it. Yes. So this JPY is bullish, very bullish. It is actually AUD that I'm looking for. This guy is coming to your entry, so don't forget JPY AUD. Don't forget to. For those of you that took it, true, it's bullish. I remember I analyzed EURUJPY to be bullish, right? Okay, this one is close to our take profit. I'm looking for AUDJPY. That's what I'm waiting for. Yeah, so it's bullish, true. So the card JPY, I'm no longer including it. Although I don't use what's it called now? Correlation all the time, but sometimes it shows me what price might do on certain pairs. I've said this a long time ago. So let's say you are trading GBP, let's say you are trading the USD pairs now, and then GU, so the EURUSD is selling, GBP is selling, right? NZUSD is buying yet, and maybe AUDUSD is still buying. They've not started selling. Now, if you notice that in EURUSD and GBPUSD, they've broken out from an external structure to sell, like the sell is confirmed automatically. If I'm the one, even if AU and NU have not yet broken out, because you see most of the things I trade is breakout, right? Even if they've not yet broken out, I will be anticipating it automatically. Why? Because some pairs are usually forward than the other due to the relative strength index per day. Relative strength index, I've showed you the place where you can get that, right? The last time, where is it? FinViz. That day, that's why I just called out relative strength index. I was asking myself that day, that how did I come up with such a word like that? I don't know if there's such a thing like that, but yeah. So this is FinViz, right? So in finviz.com, you see the relative strength index. So for today, the relative performance on USD. So for today, NZD is the strongest with 0.36. So if you go to any of the NZD pairs, yeah, you will see that they are strong. They are buying NZD USD, buy NZD JPY, buy NZD whatever, buy. Maybe in NZD NGN, any NZD you will be buying. Then if you see Euro NZD, we can go and check Euro NZD now. We'll see that it's selling. Let's see. I don't have it in my stuff because it's one of the mad pairs I don't like trading. But you see, it's selling. Why? Because Euro is the weakest pair. What's that? Okay. Because Euro is the weakest pair on the day for the day, and NZD is the strongest. Do you understand? So other things. If you are joining the sessions like this, you should be updated from time to time for things like this, right? Okay, alright. So we're coming up to the end of this session. I don't think I'm missing anything. I don't know if the person that somebody told me about GBPCHF yesterday that I should do a breakdown of why I said I was buying and why I bought. I don't know where she's here. Is it no this one GBPCHF? Well, I've already done the breakout or the breakdown of this. I think the only one I didn't do breakdown of is this, because one thing that she marked out is something that I feel like majority of traders also used to do. Yes, I feel so. Looking at this structure, majority of you might say it's still bearish. Let me just put it in 8 hours. So looking at this now, where will you mark as your SNR structure? As your last breaker structure here. You see it here because you feel like, okay, no, this is still bearish, it's still bearish. And which is, you're very correct, you're very, very, very correct, right? But this is the higher time, this is 8 hours. In fact, I can go to 12 hours, you know, I'm using a subscribe though, so I can go to 12 hours. Anyone you want me to go to, maybe let's go to 14 hours, yeah? I can go to 14 hours. Anyone I want to go to, I'll go, alright? So, if you see it from here, you see that, okay, this is the last breaker structure. But that is why for swing trading that I advise those ones that follow me to do. I'll tell you, okay, stay on the 4 hours time frame. Every information that you need is on the 4 hours. I can look at the 4 hour time frame. I can see market structure shift that you are seeing in maybe minutes time frame. I'm seeing on everything because of my time with the 4 hour. So this is the reason why I said it was already bullish. It was from here. Let's start a new one. So it was from here that it happened, right? It was from here. So given this here, this is a breaker structure here. Although it's not clear, but it's a breaker structure. So when you play price now, and this might be fast. So when you play price, right, you see that price started moving in a particular way. Now, before it breaks any structure, where is your swing structure? This becomes your swing structure here. So anything that makes price goes above this and then give us another breaker structure. So I hope she's listening to this now, or anybody that needs it. So anything that makes price goes above this high, right, or gives another breaker structure after this high, will lead to what? A structure shift. Automatically will lead to a structure shift. So you then see price keep on playing, just praying, just keep playing, and then it did one, and before it didn't go off immediately, so it looked like a liquidity sweep, right? And then it did the second one. So this one now, this is why I used to tell people, and I've seen tech reads also tell you that always be patient to wait for a second break of structure. That is, maybe you're trading a market structure shift now. Be patient to wait for the second one, because what you might want to enter, you might say, okay, now let me start buying, and the price will just it will relay you and hold your neck. So in this case here, I now have 2 breaks. To me, I consider it as 2 breaks. I'll show you in a moment. So go to 1 hour, right? So this is the first one, and then this is the second one. So anything I'm going to be doing now, I've considered this as a bullish move. It's already bullish to me, you understand? So it's bullish, and this bullish move is the one that picked off from it's one that picked off from where it is way up, right? it just went up from there, up, up and up and up and up and up. Okay, just continue going up like that. Everything is too slow, too fast, fast, too fast, fast. Yeah. So this is how we went up to where it is. Before he give us our entry, we just took this buy continuation and to take profit where we're in, right? Yeah. And not just that, I think this is the second time I'm buying this. So you can see that there is a major breakout here also. So in fact, this has more potential of even going even higher than this. Yes, it has, but I didn't even see this one before. So I hope you're on the call, and I hope I've been able to clarify market structure shift and how to use it. Usually wait for the second break is the best thing to do. Is the best. Because this is the annoying thing about the market structure shift, yeah? You can be trading this like this now. Yeah, really. And then you say, oh, you want to mark this as a market structure shift. What if it's not a market, because in a market structure shift you are expecting to sell, right? You now want to sell from here. Yeah? You then sell from here because you mark this as a market structure shift. What if price is just mitigating this to continue going up? That is why we say wait for the second break. So when you hear me say typical structure tells you your trend, I'm not just talking from anywhere. I'm talking because of experience or losses. So you have this, be patient. I will tell you, classify that as a pending structure shift. And then when you have the second one, then you are confirmed. You can do anything you want to do from here. So you can take it like that to sell. Do you understand? So it's a very simple stuff. But but it's a very conservative way to trading. It's not aggressive. It's a very conservative way to trading. It's something that's okay. Helps me, has been helping me, and can help one or two persons here. I can see that you guys are close to like maybe 230 something watching live. Not many of you will be comfortable trading the higher time frame the way I do. I can hold my trade for a month. I can hold my trade for 4 weeks, 3 weeks. Even if they're going to end up in stop loss, I am that patient. So you might not be. And so you don't need to develop your trading strategy or your trading style due to mine, because you're not learning, like you didn't pay me for mentorship or whatever, right? Because mentorship is not just that teaching you technical analysis, it's discipleship. If anybody that I'm teaching, let me say this, right? Anybody that I'm teaching, I'm discipling the person. How? In the sense that down to the way the person believes, down to the way the person thinks. The person cannot think failure because I'm done teaching you. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to pour my spirit. When they say I'm imbibing my spirit, I'm trying to make sure that you are like me, and then you can even be better than me. Alright? Down to the way I'm disciplined. Down to the way I have engratia. Engratia is self-control. Down to the way I control myself. Down to the way I manage my emotions. Those are the things I'm going to try to communicate and pass if I'm mentoring somebody. Alright? So that's why I said you cannot develop a trading strategy or style due to what you just see here. It's very important. But what this can do to you is expose you and give you information that is needed part time. Alright. So we've had a very long session today. Since we've been here for probably close to an hour plus. Alright. And I need to go and do something else. Tomorrow we're going to meet again. Tomorrow by same time. Yes, so same time we're going to meet again. So you know what we used to say before we end every session. If you have not made your morning prayers, very important, go ahead and pray. Commit your remaining days of this week to God's hands. God is always faithful. So irrespective of what happens during the week, your week did not really go fine, you're angry, don't worry. Commit the remaining days of this week to God's hands. Right? Pray. Commit your day to God's hands. God is in control. Things can still change. Right? I had a plan. Yesterday I was reading my plan for you guys, and I said, oh, this plan is like something that's disrupted. It's slow and behold, I think there were a few trades that we took together. All those trades, as a hit take profits, the plan was achieved. I was supposed to pass my funded accounts. It's not passed now. Get my funded accounts a certain percentage. I want it to be 10%. I'd already done 8% since. It was fluctuating between 8.4. So I wanted to be 10% before December. Right? I gave a deadline because my payout is eligible on the 4th of December. So I said, okay, before this, I'll try my best. But at the end of the day, it was not looking like that. It was not looking like that. I just left it alone and just followed through what I had or what I was seeing. Right. But with the whole the take profit and everything yesterday, I was able to get the account to like 10.86%, 10.36%, and I've left it alone. Alright. And that is the power of planning and also following through with the plan. Because through everything, I even shared where the plan was going in shambles. It's like it's not working. So irrespective of how your month has been going, irrespective of how your year has been going, it's not the time to give up. It's still the time to just continue. Focus. Laser focus. Just do what you're doing. Alright, continue to do what you're doing. As long as you're on the right path. How would you know you're on the right path? You got those blueprints from someone that is already successful. Are you getting it now? You cannot go to be successful because I might feel like this thing is going to work for me. No. And that's why I don't go with do what works for you. Don't do what works for you. Do what works. It is a different thing. Do what works. And the way to do what works, even the Bible says it says, follow them which through faith have obtained the promise. So meaning there are people that are living the reality that you want to live. Follow them. But use your discretion. May they not go scam you. Yet. So follow them. There's some persons that are living the successful life and everything you want to do, then do it. Right? Presently, there are people that are, you don't really have those knowledge and everything. You have the money you want to pay for some. Techlis is there. Is this Cyclopedia now? It's going to be starting very soon. You engage in it. Oh, okay, maybe skills and talents that you like. You engage with it, right? So you see these guys that they don't have any discrepancies, nothing. You engage with it. If it's a boot camp that you need, you see Tony Ike, all of these guys are amazing traders. You pay for it and then you get the information. Let me tell you something. Successful people get to where they are and they get to where they are going to go to due to the information that they have. Man is constrained by the things that he knows, and he can also fly with the things that he knows. Alright? So the information that you have access to will tell the level where you are going to be. Okay, so if you feel like you have information deficiencies and you need to know certain things, pay for those things. You pay for it. If you can get them for free, you're very lucky. And then you make sure that you focus wholeheartedly in it. And make sure that your life you plan. One thing about people is that you don't know how to plan. Yesterday I was talking about it. You plan and then you're making it just like, for example, next month is December, which is next week, and then you're praying to God, God give me a Rolls Royce. If I were you, if I was God, I was doing the prayer, I'll slap you first. Because some of us, right? I'm talking to myself and everyone, right? Some of us have not built up the discipline to even get certain things that we want. God is not a magician, right? He's not a magician. We've not built up the discipline to get certain things that we want, and then we're praying for that thing. No. Things that are very feasible. Okay, you want to be able to achieve something. You want to be able to get this. You want to be able to do that, right? Put it into a plan and then pray. Because even the Bible says it. It says write the vision, make it plain, so that the one that really did can run with it. Are you getting this thing now? So, from time to time, this is how we're going to be sharing, educating ourselves, and doing what is very important. Okay, doing what's very important. So make sure you pray. You're close to God. I think I saw a post by Big Josh a few days ago. My own submission to that post was drop everything and pray. It's not. Sometimes you don't need to go and look for more technical analysis. Sometimes it's not the time to go and change your psychology or something. No. Sometimes it's just for you to drop everything and just pray. Sometimes you only need clarity when you're closer to your maker. Just pray. Alright? So just pray. So irrespective of how your month, your week, your day, has been going, make sure you pray today. Commit your day to God's hands. Commit everything that you're doing to God's hands. Pray for your family. Pray for your loved ones. Pray for everyone. Alright? So I'll see you tomorrow. Same time. We're going to review all the trades. Tomorrow is Friday. So we're going to review all the trades, and if there are going to be new trades, we're going to take them. So I don't think I'm missing anything. So take care of yourself, right? And bye for now.